Hello and welcome. Whether you're preparing for an Excel interview or looking to brush up your Excel skills, you're in the right place. Today, we will go through some essential Excel tasks that are commonly tested in interviews. Excel is a powerful tool, and proficiency in it can open many doors, especially in roles requiring data analysis, reporting, and financial management. In this tutorial, we will cover a variety of tasks step by step, from basic data entry and formatting to more advanced tasks like using formulas and creating charts. These skills are crucial for acing your interview and enhancing your productivity at work. To make things easier, I've prepared a downloadable Excel file containing both the sample practice files and the questions listed on the side. You can find the link to download the file in the video description. This file will help you follow along with each step and practice as we go. If you find the video helpful, please share it with anyone in your network who is preparing for an Excel interview. They will really appreciate it. Ready? Let's dive in and get your Excel interview ready. Before we dive into the tutorial, let's take a quick look at the Excel file we'll be using. The file has two sides. The data entry side, which will have sample sales data that we'll be working with throughout the tutorial. The columns include date, region, product, quantity, and sales. We will be entering, sorting, and analyzing this data step by step. Then on the right side, there is the list of all the tasks and questions we'll be covering in this tutorial. Each step is numbered and includes a brief description of the task. There are also checkboxes to help you track your progress. With this overview in mind, you should have a good understanding of what we will be working on. Now, let's start with the basics. Data entry. We will input some sample data into our Excel sheet. Accurate data entry is the foundation of good data analysis. So with the Excel file downloaded, let's enter the first row of data together as an example. Click on cell A2 and type the date. Press Tab on your keyboard to go to the next cell, cell B2, and type not. And keep pressing Tab to fill the rest of the row with A, 10, and 100. Now to go down to the next row, you press Enter. Now that you've seen how to enter a row of data, I will go ahead and fill in the rest of the data in the background to save time. Here is the complete data set. So we can say that we've completed the first part of the question, which says enter the provided sales data into the Excel sheet. So let's check that as complete. Formatting cells can make your data more readable and professional looking. Question 2 and 3 is asking us to format the headers and the sales numbers. So to format the headers, select the range by clicking and dragging from cell A1 to E1. Go to the Home tab at the top of the screen and click the bold button. It looks like a B. Change the font size to 12 by selecting the drop-down menu next to the font size box and choosing 12. To have the sales formatted as currency, select the range by clicking and dragging from cell E2 to E6. Go to the Home tab. In the number group, click the drop-down arrow next to the number formats box. It usually says General, and have currency selected from the list. Now that our header and the sales data are formatted, let's mark these steps as complete. Sorting data helps in organizing and analyzing it more effectively. Question 4 is asking us to sort the data by the sales amount in descending order. To do that, click and drag to select the data range, covering all your data, including the headers. Go to the Data tab at the top, click the Sort button. It looks like an A to Z with arrow. In the Sort dialog box, select Sales from the drop-down menu under Column, and choose largest to smallest under order. Then click OK. With that, we have our sales values arranged in descending order. Now that our data is sorted, let's mark the step as complete. If you like the checkboxes and conditional formatting I've used here, make sure to check out my tutorial video on the topic. The link should be somewhere in the video. I go into more detail on how to use these features to enhance your spreadsheet. Let's get back to the tutorial. Filtering data allows you to focus on specific information. Question 5 is asking us to filter the data to show only the sales from the North region. We're going to apply a filter for this. So select the range again, go to the Data tab and click the Filter button. It looks like a funnel. With that, we have drop-down arrows appearing on all the headers. Click the drop-down arrow in the region column header, column B1, have the option for Select All unchecked, and check the box for North. Then click OK. Now, only the sales data from the North region is displayed. Let's mark this step as complete. To have your data unfiltered and take it back to what we had before, click on the drop-down filter for region again and select all this time to have all the data shown. Next, let's use some basic formulas to calculate total and average sales. These formulas are fundamental to data analysis. So question 6 and 7 is asking us to calculate total and average sales. To calculate total sales, click on cell F1 and type total sales. And in F2, I will type this formula and press enter. The sum function is used to add up all the numbers in a range. Here, we are summing up the sales amount from E2 to E6. Now that we have calculated the total and average sales, let's have the steps marked as complete. Question 8 is asking us to create a column chart to visualize the sales data. We start by selecting the data, so click and drag to select the range. To insert the column chart, go to the Insert tab at the top, click the Insert Column Chart button, it looks like a bar chart, and select the Clustered Column Chart type. Add a chart title by clicking on the chart title box and typing sales data. You can also make that bold. Let's mark this step as complete. Conditional formatting helps in highlighting important data based on certain conditions. Question 9 is asking us to highlight sales above £200 using conditional formatting. So click and drag to select the range E2 to E6. Go to the Home tab, click the conditional formatting button, it looks like a color bar. Select Highlight Sales Rows, then Greater Than. Enter 200 in the dialog box and choose a format, e.g. green fill with dark green text, and click OK. Now, sales above £200 are highlighted. Let's mark this step as complete. The if function allows you to perform logical tests and return different values based on the outcome. Question 10 is asking us to calculate a bonus for sales above £200 using the if function. So click on cell H2 and type this formula and press enter. This formula checks if the sales value in E2 is greater than 200. If it is, it calculates 10% of the sales as a bonus. Otherwise, it returns 0. The if function tests a condition. If the condition is true, it returns one value, and if it's false, it returns another. So here, we are checking if the sales value is greater than 200. If true, we calculate a 10% of the sales as a bonus, and if false, we return a 0. To have the formula applied to the other rows, drag the fill handle from cell H2 down to H6. You can see that we have no bonus calculated here. What we have shown is 0 because the sales values are not above 200. Now that we have calculated the bonus for sales above 200, let's mark this step as complete. The VLOOKUP function allows you to search for a value in the first column of a table and return a value in the same row for a specified column. So question 11 is asking us to find the sales for a specific product using the VLOOKUP function. We will use our existing data for the lookup. So in cell B8, I will type product lookup as a title. And in cell B9 and B10, I will type A and B as the product we want to look up. In cell C8, I will type lookup value as the header. So we want to find the sales values here for this specific product using the VLOOKUP function. So in cell C9, let's type this formula and press enter. This formula looks for the value in cell B9 within the range of C2 to C6 and returns the corresponding sales values from the third column of the range. Here, we are looking up the product A and returning its sales amount. Let's now have this formula copied for product B by dragging the fill handle from C9 to C10. We have product A appearing twice on our table. VLOOKUP will only return the first occurrence. To sum all the sales values for a particular product, we are going to use the SUMIF function. The SUMIF function will get the total sales for each product lookup. So in cell D9, I will give it the header total sales. And in D10, I will type in this formula and press enter. This formula sums all sales values for the product A in the range E2 to E6. Drag the fill handle to have the formula applied to the other product. For product B, we have a total of 200 because we only have it appearing once. Whereas for product A, we have a total of 400 because we have it appearing here and here. The total of the sales values should give us 400. So let's mark the step for that as completed. The HLOOKUP function allows you to search for a value in the first row of a table and return a value in the same column from a specified row. The HLOOKUP function is more flexible than VLOOKUP and allows searching in both directions and providing exact matches by default. To fit HLOOKUP's requirements, we're going to copy the existing data headers and have them transposed so that they are in a horizontal layout. For example, I will copy the headers from days to sales, then come down here, right click on the cell, select paste special and click transpose. Also have the corresponding data copied and pasted in a horizontal format. I would align this to the middle to make it neat. Type in this formula and press enter. The HLOOKUP function searches for a value in the first row of a table and returns a value in the same column from another row. Here, we're looking up the product A and returning its first sales amount. So I'm going to drag the fill handle to have it copied for the next product. So now if I have this product swapped for D, you'll see the sales value updated automatically. However, just like VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP will only return the first occurrence. To find all sales for a product, you would typically use a different approach or using array formulas. Now, we have used HLOOKUP to find the first sales values for specific products. Let's mark the step as complete. Pivot tables are powerful tools for summarizing data. Step 13 is asking us to create a pivot table to summarize our sales data by region. To do that, select the data range. So click cell A1 and drag to select the entire data range. Go to the Insert tab. Click the Pivot Table button. It looks like a small table with an arrow. In the Create Pivot Table dialog box, select New Worksheet and click OK. In the Pivot Table field list, drag region to the rows area and drag sales to the values area. A pivot table allows you to summarize and analyze data. By dragging region to the rows area and sales to the values area, we are able to see the total sales for each region. Now that our pivot table is set up, let's go back and mark the step as complete. Step 15 is about ensuring a document is free from spelling errors. So question 15 is asking us to perform a spell check on the document. To do that, go to the Review tab, click the spelling button in the proofing group and follow the prompt to complete the spell check. Everything looks good. Great. Let's mark this step as complete. For step 16, we need to rename our sheet to sales data. So, question 16 is asking us to rename the first sheet to sales data. To do that, right-click on the Sheet tab at the bottom of Excel, select Rename from the context menu, type Sales Data, and click anywhere outside the tab to save the new name. Perfect! Let's mark this step as complete. Step 17 requires us to add a new worksheet. So question 17 is asking us to add a new worksheet to the workbook. To do that, click the plus button next to the Sheet tabs at the bottom of Excel. That's so easy. Let's now mark this step as complete. In step 18, we need to create a line chart to visualize the sales trend over time. So question 18 is asking us to create a line chart to visualize the sales trend. To do that, we're going to click and drag from A1 to select the data range. Go to the Insert tab, click the Insert Line Chart button, and select the line chart type. You can customize the chart by adding a chart title. So click on the chart title box and type Sales Trend. Make that bold to make it stand out. Our line chart is now ready. Let's mark this step as complete. Finally, step 19. We need to do a sales forecast for the next month using a simple trend projection. So question 19 is asking us to forecast sales for the next month based on the current trend. The first thing we need to do is analyze sales data. Look at the sales data for the previous months in the table. Assume a steady increase based on past data. For instance, if the sales have been increasing by £50 each month, do a forecast of the next month's sales. So in cell E7, type the forecasted sales based on the trend. E.g., if the trend is an increase of £50 per month and the last month's sales was £300, then the forecasted sales will be £350. This gives us the forecasted sales for the next month. Let's now mark this step as complete. Congratulations! You've completed all 19 steps of the Excel tutorial. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please click the like button and share with your friends. Also, don't forget to check out my other relevant videos and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a lot of great stuff planned and I don't want you to miss any of it. Thanks again for watching and happy excelling.